morning, wonderful and amazing learners. I hope you are fine today. This is Mrs. Esther Olowo, and I'm going to take you through an amazing and interesting session of English grammar class today. I believe you're ready. Get your materials ready and let's dive into today's word of grammar. In today's grammar class, we will be examining the topic conjunctions. As you all know, parts of speech are a very integral part of English language as a topic under grammar, and you should be able to master as much as possible under the topic. And today we are going to look at conjunctions under parts of speech. I believe that after today's class, you should have a better understanding of the topic conjunctions in English. By the end of today's lesson, I expect you to have mastered some things under the topic conjunctions. One, you should be able to state definition of a conjunction. You should be able to tell us the definition of a conjunction. You should be able to state the importance of conjunctions in our everyday expressions and writing. You should be able to mention types of conjunctions, and you should be able to identify appropriate uses of examples of conjunctions that we will be looking at in today's class. So let me quickly introduce you to conjunctions by beginning with the definition. A conjunction is a part of speech that connects words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. They serve as a link to show the relationship between the connected elements. They tell us the relationship between words, between phrases, clauses, or sentences, such as adding additional information, showing contrast ideas, or showing cause and effect. Conjunctions are essential in forming coherent and cohesive sentences. When you want to form coherent sentences that are clearly linked or joined together, then you have to make use of a correct conjunction as the case may be. So you have to make use of good conjunctions when you want to form coherent and cohesive sentences. Common examples of conjunctions include and, but, or, because, although, and so on. So conjunctions are tiny words that connect words, phrases, or even clauses in a sentence. They usually act like bridges, forming a connection, helping you to achieve a connection between sentences in order to have a perfect flow of ideas. Examples in sentences are, I went to the store and bought milk and eggs. Remember, I can say, I went to the store. I can equally say, I bought milk and eggs. But to join the two ideas together, to join the two sentences together, I will say, I went to the store and bought milk and eggs. Another example, we can go to the park, but it might rain. We can go to the park, it might rain are two different sentences, but I can join them together with conjunction but. So we will have, we can go to the park, but it might rain as a cohesive sentence joined together by a conjunction. In our everyday use of language, conjunctions are very important, like I stated earlier. Now we want to examine some reasons why conjunctions are important. 1. They improve your writing by making it clearer and more interesting. Conjunctions help you to achieve a more interesting writing. Without the use of conjunctions, we will not be able to connect our ideas. We will not be able to express ideas in a connective series. So conjunctions improve our writing, our communication, our speech, our expressions by making it clearer and more interesting. 2. They are elements that show different relationships between ideas in sentences. They are elements that are capable of showing connection. There are elements that are capable of showing similarity, of showing contrast, of showing movement, of showing glide in your expressions as you make them. So quickly, we want to look at the types of conjunctions in English. The types of conjunctions in English. We have the coordinating conjunctions. We call them coordinating conjunctions because they help to connect words, phrases, or clauses of equal importance. By the time you use a coordinating conjunctions to connect two phrases, two clauses, or two sentences, it means that those two words, phrases, or clauses, or sentences have equal importance. The most common coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And the most interesting way to remember coordinating conjunctions is by mastering the acronym FANBOYS. fanboys. We will be looking at the meaning of the acronym fanboys. Coordinating conjunctions connect items of equal importance. You should remember them with the acronym fanboys. Now, let us look at an example of a sentence where coordinating conjunction is used. I like pizza. I like pizza. I also enjoy pasta. Now we want to connect the two sentences with a coordinating conjunctions. It will become, I like pizza, but I also enjoy pasta. That is going to be a connector. So the connector is but. I like pizza, but I also enjoy pasta. So that is a good example of a sentence where we have a coordinating conjunction. In order to understand coordinating conjunctions very well, you've got to master the acronym fanboys. Fanboys. So in the acronym fanboys, the F means for, the A means and, the N means nor, the B means but, the O means or, the Y means yet, the S means so. So we will be looking at the definition, the explanation of the uses of each of these coordinating conjunctions. For is used to explain reason or purpose, similar to the word because. It is similar to the word because. We use it to explain reason or purpose. For example, she brought an umbrella for it was going to rain. So we use it to explain reasons or purpose, just as the way we use because. This means she brought an umbrella because it was going to rain. She brought an umbrella for it was going to rain means she brought an umbrella because it was going to rain. Then 2, and. And is used to add information connecting similar or related ideas. For example, he likes to read and write. This means he enjoys both reading and writing. Nor is used to present an additional negative idea to an already stated negative idea. Nor is used to present an idea that is an additional negative idea to an already existing stated negative idea. It usually follows a negative clause. Look at this example. She didn't want to go to the party, nor did she want to stay at home. This means she didn't want to do either of the two things. So whenever you use or, there is a negative idea that it is trying to negate. She didn't want to go to the party, nor did she want to stay at home. But is another example of coordinating conjunction. It is used to show contrast. It is used to show contrasting ideas, showing a difference or opposition between them. For example, he wanted to go to the beach, but it was too cold. This means, despite wanting to go to the beach, the cold weather was a deterrent. The cold weather was what was stopping him from going to the beach. So he wanted to go to the beach, but it was too cold. Or is another example of a coordinating conjunction. Or is used to present choices or alternatives. When you want to give someone choices or alternatives to pick from, you use the coordinating conjunction or. Would you like tea or coffee? This means you have the option of choosing between tea and coffee. Would you like tea or coffee? Then yet is used to introduce a contrasting idea that follows logically from the preceding idea, similar to but with a sense of surprise or unexpectedness. Whenever you use yet, you want to show a contrasting ideas that follow another logically with a sense of surprise or unexpectedness. Example, the task was difficult, yet she completed it on time. So it means that even though the task was hard, she managed to finish it on time. So you use yet to indicate surprise or unexpectedness to an already mentioned idea. Then we have so. So is used to indicate a result or consequence. So is used to indicate a result or consequence. For example, he studied hard. Why? So he passed the exam. Also, he could pass the exam. He studied hard, so he passed the exam. That is the result of studying hard. Because he studied diligently, he was able to pass the exam. Okay, so for shows reason, hard adds similar ideas together, and adds similar ideas together, nor continues a negative idea, but contrasts ideas, or offers a choice, yet contrasts with an element of surprise. So shows the result of an action. So understanding this can help you write more cohesive and effective sentences when you understand the acronym fanboys and their uses when we want to connects two ideas together. Let us look at a couple of more sentences where coordinating conjunctions are used in sentences. I went to the park and played frisbee. I went to the park. I played frisbee can be joined together by coordinating conjunction and. I went to the park and played frisbee. So here it is showing two actions happening together, and that is sequential coordination relationship. Sentence: she can swim or ride a bike. She can swim or ride a bike. In that statement, the or is showing alternative. That is, she can either choose to swim or ride a bike. So those are more examples of sentences. You can give more examples using each of the coordinating conjunctions that we have mentioned under the acronym FAMBOYS. Another set of conjunctions that we will be talking about today are the subordinating conjunctions. The subordinating conjunctions. These are conjunctions that help to connect a dependent clause. And when I talk about a dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. It is depending on another clause to make a complete sentence. So subordinating conjunctions are words that connect a dependent clause to an independent clause. An independent clause can stand on its own. The subordinating conjunctions shows the relationship between the two clauses, such as time, reason, condition, contrast, or purpose. So the function of the subordinating conjunction is to show relationship by connecting the two clauses, the main clause and the subordinate clause, with relation to time, with relation to reason, condition, contrast, or purpose. Now let us look at some common subordinating conjunctions and their uses. We have subordinating conjunctions that connect ideas with relation to time. So these subordinating conjunctions, they introduce clauses that explain when something happens. Examples are after, before, when, while, as, since, until, as soon as. For example, when he arrived, the meeting had already started. So the coordinating conjunction when, the subordinating conjunction in that statement is when. When he arrived, the meeting had already started. Another example, after the rain stopped, we went for a walk. After the rain stopped, we went for a walk. I believe you can identify the subordinating conjunction there. It is after. It is after. While she was studying, her phone rang. While she was studying, her phone rang. So the subordinating conjunction in that place is while. Okay, another function of subordinating conjunction is to connect the main clause to a subordinate clause by telling us the reason. So these conjunctions show why something happens or the cause of an event. They include because, since, as, so that. For example, she left early because she wasn't feeling well. So because there is connecting she left early and she wasn't feeling well. So she left early because she wasn't feeling well are connected with because, which is a subordinating conjunction. Another example, since it is raining, we should stay indoors. Since is the subordinating conjunction in that statement. He studied hard so he could pass the exam. He studied hard so he could pass the exam. So is the subordinating conjunction in that statement. So subordinating conjunctions also show condition. These conjunctions introduce clauses that describe a condition that must be met for something else to happen. So when we are talking about subordinating conjunctions that show condition, it usually tells us a condition that must be met before another thing will happen. Examples are if, unless, provided that, as long as. Okay, so those are subordinating conjunctions that show condition. For example, if you practice regularly, you will improve. So if is the subordinating conjunction there showing condition. We can go for a hike unless it rains. Unless is the subordinating conjunction there. Provided that you finish your work, you can leave early. Provided that you finish your work, you can leave early. So provided is the subordinating conjunction showing condition in that statement. Then contrast or concession. Subordinating conjunctions also show contrast or concession. These subordinating conjunctions show contrast between two ideas or an unexpected result. For example, they are although, though, even though, whereas, while. They are subordinating conjunctions that show contrast or concession. For example, although it was cold, they decided to go swimming. Although it was cold, cannot stand on its own, they decided to go swimming can stand on its own. So although is connecting both clauses. So although is a subordinating conjunction in that statement. While she is very talented, she remains humble. While she is very talented, she remains humble. So while is the subordinating conjunction there. He continued working even though he was tired. He continued working even though he was tired. Those are examples of subordinating conjunctions showing contrast. So we also have subordinating conjunctions showing purpose. These conjunctions indicate the purpose or the reason of an action. For example, so that, in order that, lest. Those are subordinating conjunctions that show purpose. For example, she saved money so that she could travel. She saved money so that she could travel. She saved money can stand on its own. So that she could travel cannot stand on its own. So that is a subordinating conjunction showing purpose in that statement. He spoke softly in order that he wouldn't wake the baby. He spoke softly. Why? In order that he wouldn't wake the baby. He left early lest he be caught in traffic. He left early lest he be caught in traffic. So lest is the subordinating conjunction in that statement. So I would want you to go and look for other ways of using these conjunctions in examples of sentences. Another example of subordinating conjunctions are those that show comparison. They show comparison. So they are subordinating conjunctions that are used to compare one thing with another. They include than and as. For example, she is smarter than her brother. She is smarter than her brother. Another example, he works as hard as anyone else in the team. He works as hard as anyone else in the team. Those are examples of subordinating conjunctions showing comparison. Okay, so those are examples that you should study for subordinating conjunction showing comparison. So I want you to go and give more examples on your own on each of the types of subordinating conjunctions, those showing purpose, those showing comparison, those showing contrast, those showing condition, and those showing reason, and those showing time. You should be able to give more examples of your own. Let us look at a few more examples of sentences that make use of subordinating conjunctions. If you study hard, you will get a good grade. That is showing connection. If you study hard, you will get a good grade. That is showing a conditional connection. It introduces a condition that the only way you can get a good grade is to study hard. Another example, we went for a walk after the dinner. This shows the order in which two things happen. That is, we went for a walk after the dinner. That is showing time. When did we go for a walk after the dinner? So you should be able to connect ideas using various examples of subordinating conjunctions. The last category of conjunctions that we will be examining in this lesson are the correlative conjunctions. The correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions are pairs of conjunctions that work together to link balanced words, phrases, or clauses. These conjunctions are always used in pairs. The difference between these conjunctions and others is that while they help to link balanced words, sentences, phrases, or clauses together, they usually come in pairs, unlike the subordinating conjunctions and the coordinating conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions usually come in pairs and they work together in pairs also. So they are conjunctions that are always used in pairs, ensuring that the elements they connect are treated equally in the sentence. So common correlative conjunctions are either or, neither nor, both and, not only but also, whether or, just as, so, as. You will be seeing them, you will be understanding them clearly as I explain further. So let us quickly look at the first pair that I have here, and that is either or, correlative conjunction either or. It is used to present two positive options or choices. It is used to present two positive options or choices. Either you read a book or play outside. It is either you read a book or play outside. You can either have cake or ice cream for dessert. So it is used to present two positive options or choices to be picked from. Either you can take the bus or you can walk to the office. This means you have two options. It's either you take the bus or you walk. That is how to make use of either or. Another pair of correlative conjunctions is neither nor. Neither nor. It is used to negate two options or choices. It is used to negate two options or choices, showing that neither of them is true or possible. Showing that neither of them is true nor possible. For example, neither the cat nor the dog is allowed on the couch. That is, the cat is not allowed, the dog is not also allowed. So neither the cat nor the dog is allowed on the couch. Another example, neither Lily nor Max can attend the party. So this is showing negation. None of them is allowed. While either or is showing positivity, neither nor is showing negativity. Okay, so both of them are not allowed. She is neither interested in sports nor in music. This means she is not interested in either sports or music. So those are examples that we can find under the use of that pair, neither nor. We also have another pair, not only but also. Not only but also. So these two pairs, this pair is used to emphasize that not only the first element is true, but the second one as well. It is usually adding an additional surprising or impressive fact. So it emphasizes that not only the first element is true, but the second one as well. So it usually adds additional surprising or impressive facts. For example, he is not only a great athlete, but also a brilliant student. He is not only a great athlete, but also a brilliant student. Okay, another example, she is not only intelligent, but also hardworking. This means she possesses both intelligence and a strong work ethic. Okay, another pair is both and, both and. For example, we can say, okay, we use it to link two positive ideas or terms. We use it to link two positive ideas, items, or terms, indicating that both are included or true. Indicating that both of them that we use are included or true. For example, she is both a talented singer and a skilled dancer. So this is another way of using not only but also. She is both a talented singer and a skilled dancer. Another example is both a talented musician and a skilled artist. This means he is talented in both music and art. Those are good examples of sentences where correlative conjunctions are used. So let us quickly summarize the key points of this lesson by looking at the way conjunctions can perform based on how they show different relationships. Conjunctions can show relationships with regards to time. For example, before, after, since, until, when, whenever. For example, we ate lunch before we went to the movies. Conjunctions can also show relationships by explaining cause and effect. Examples are because, before, since, so, therefore, as a result. Example, I studied hard, so I got a good grade. Conjunctions can also show contrast. Conjunctions can also show contrast. So these conjunctions help to show us contrast. Conjunctions show contrast by using examples such as but, yet, however, although, while. For example, I love pizza, but I don't like pineapple on it. That is showing contrast. That even though I love pizza, I don't like pineapple on it. So another example is conjunctions showing condition. For example, we have examples such as if, unless, together, if, unless, whether. Rather, if, unless, whether. If you finish your own work, you can play video games. That is, the only condition that you will play video games is if you finish your homework. So those are the different relationships that we can have by using conjunctions correctly. In conclusion, we can say that in order to master the examples of coordinating conjunctions, we will be able to look at the acronym FANBOYS. When you master the acronym FANBOYS, you will be able to, at a stretch, mention the examples of coordinating conjunctions. Remember, coordinating conjunctions connect ideas of equal importance. Now, subordinating conjunctions connect the main clause to the subordinate clause that rely on the main clause for meaning. So, the subordinating conjunctions connect the main clause to the subordinate clause that rely on the main clause for meaning. And the correlative conjunctions work in pair to connect two ideas of equal importance. So those are the three conclusions or summaries of the three conjunctions that we have discussed in today's class.
So as I always say, ensure you go through past questions. Past questions of WAEC contains so many examples of sentences that you can practice for this topic that we studied in today's lesson. Okay, but for the purpose of this lesson, we will be looking at just 4 examples of questions and their answers under WAEC past questions. 1. No sooner dash it started to rain. This is going to examine your knowledge on correlative conjunctions. No sooner dash it started to rain. Did he arrive home when it started to rain? Had he arrived home that it started to rain? Then he arrived home that it started to rain? When he arrived home that it started to rain?
So the answer to that question is no sooner had he arrived home than it started to rain. For example, you have to examine what type of conjunction that they are trying to test in that sentence. Look at the different aspects of the sentence. Is it a main clause trying to join to a subordinate clause, or two independent clauses trying to join together? Look at what is expected of you before you pick your answer. So here, your knowledge on your correlative conjunctions is being tested. So, no sooner had he arrived home than it started to rain. That is the correct answer to that question. Another question here is fill in the blank with the correct conjunction. Fill in the blank with the correct conjunction. They didn't win the game, dash they tried their best. Although they tried their best, but they tried their best because they tried their best, since they tried their best. So the answer to that question is they didn't win the game, although they tried their best. You cannot say they didn't win the game but they tried their best. That is not showing, it is not achieving the effect. It is not achieving the effect that the sentence is achieving. Okay, so that even though they tried their best, they didn't win the game. So it is not showing, the two statements is not showing negation, neither is it showing reason, neither is it showing time, but it is showing that despite that something happened, another thing that is expected to happen did not happen. So that is why although is the correct answer to that question. So we have finally come to the end of today's class on conjunctions. Do well to ask me questions about conjunctions or any area that you might need to clarify some doubts. I am always here to help you to clarify any doubts that you might have. So until I come across you later, thank you very much for listening and have a great time preparing for all the exams that you have ahead of you. Catch you. Bye.